All right. Let's this takes a moment, so let's do that. Oh, and let us do that. Go live. So what I am trying to do, and I'm not sure if I'm going to let me try this. Um uh comment mode default. Comment mode. Ooh, I didn't see this earlier. Oh, wow, interesting. Oh shit, what did I do? Pop out. I popped out, y'all. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know what I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. But that's okay. We'll survive because we are survivors. Um so what I'm trying to do basically is we're doing this is going to be Vexxed cards for the Coven. A session, yes, because it's a Wednesday, my friends. Oh my goodness. Believe it. Another week. But I'm trying to go live in the Untamed Witch group as well as on my Patreon. Um, because I record these, then I'll upload to YouTube and then I'll make it public. But just a little cute perk for anyone on my Patreon, whether, again, just subscribe to my Patreon, period. It's free. You have paid things too and perks and such, and that's great too. But you can subscribe for free and get this access to this for free when I do these. I'm trying to do these every Wednesday, but shit happens. Uh, and then to be more active in the Untamed Witch group on Facebook. I've been trying to, have conversations, do things like this. Uh, because why not? Why not, my friends? Why not? Um, Okay. And if I noticed last time on Facebook, like people were commenting and I couldn't see it. So if you're here and I can't see your comment, I'm not being rude and ignoring you. Unless I am. But really am not. Um, I just can't see. I may not be able to see your comment. Okay. Whew. So, sheesh. With that being said, hello, everybody. Welcome to this session of Vexed Cards for the Coven. And what did we name our session? Uh-huh. Your life is falling apart. And it's exactly what you asked for. That's kind of rude, isn't it? But here we are. Here we are. Here we are, my friends. Oh shit. Don't read that part. I forgot to edit that part. Don't read it. Don't read it. Just don't read it, okay? We're good. A hot mess over here. But it's Wednesday, my friends. It's Wednesday, which means, again, it's time for another session of Vex Cards for the Coven. And if you've been feeling like your life is cracking at the seams, like structures you've relied on are collapsing, like you're standing in the aftermath of something that didn't survive, stay with me. This reading is not here to comfort you, because why? It's here to clarify. It's here to clarify. And honestly, through clarity, we might find comfort. Okay, so it really is. If you have been experiencing some shit in life, if things like it feels very much tower card. So basically, if you're feeling that way, this session is for you. My name is Michael Blackthorn. I've been reading tarot since I was a young bitch, and I've learned to trust what the cards show me before it shows up in real life. The vexations, the problems no one's talking about yet, the crossroads where witches get stuck. This is Vexed Cards for the Coven. I pull cards for struggles you have named. Your crossroads, my reading. So let's see what needs to be said. Shall we? See, that was cute. That was cute enough, anyways. That's what I said. It was cute enough. So the vexation. The vexation, my friends, is what? Is this is from my Do the Work Witch Oracle. So the vexation comes from Dance in the Ruins, right? Dance in the Ruins. This is for the witch who feels like something important just fell apart. A relationship shifted, a job destabilized, a friendship fractured, a belief system. I don't know why I want to snap, crackle, and pop. So basically, a belief system cracked, a plan failed, a version of yourself dissolved. No. Why? It happens. And now you're standing in the rubble wondering what the hell happened? What the hell happened, my friends? Uh the card says dance in the ruins. Not because collapse is fun, not because destruction is glamorous, but because the ruins are yours. This is your shit, right? They belong to your growth. They belong to your evolution. They belong to the prayer you made months ago when you whispered, something has to change. The vexation isn't that things fell apart. The vexation is that you're grieving the comfort of a structure that no longer matched who you are becoming. You asked for expansion. Expansion destabilizes. You asked for alignment. Alignment removes what isn't aligned, right? And when that removal happens, it doesn't feel spiritual. It feels messy as fuck. It feels inconvenient. It feels unfair, right? But rubble, I just wanted to say Rebel Stiltskin. Why? Oh my goodness. There's definitely something wrong with me for sure, but it's fine. Boom. Okay. So, but Rebel is evidence of trans, not failure. The question is not why did this collapse. The question is, what am I free from now? What am I free from now? Well, hello, Aspen. Hello, Elowen. 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 Why? You guys, I've been having troubles. I've been having troubles lately. Um, I just don't even judge. It's fine. It's okay. We'll deal with it. Yeah. But anyways, the vexation is dance in the ruins. I really like this because it is in look. Shit is crumbled. Tower, it's just a mess. It's a mess. But you know what? It is a problem solutions for. We are in a space where it is important for us to embrace the vexation because this is going to help us build something new, something better, something more convenient moving forward. And instead of trying to escape, instead of trying to run, instead of trying to deny this is a shit we're working with, it is extremely important for us to say, yep, that's my rebel, my rebel. It is. And you know what? I'm gonna kick some dirt up. I'm probably gonna get some shit in my eye. It's going to hurt. It's not gonna be fun. I got some heavy lifting to do, but I gotta put it back together. And so, what are we not seeing? What are we not seeing? Stop bending is the card that popped up here. Stop bending. Here's where we go deeper. You have been you have been bending for so long that you don't recognize your own shape anymore. You've adapted to avoid conflict. You softened your edges to maintain connection. You diluted your truth to remain accepted. You postponed your desires. So I mean, sure, you guys, I did totally drink a Ghost sugar-free energy drink before this. So yeah. That could be it. I'm not on drugs, I promise. Not that we judge here, but like that's just expensive. So Ghost. That's what I'm on. Anywho, anywho. You postponed your desires so others wouldn't feel threatened, and you called it maturity, right? Uh, exactly. Drugs in this economy, right? Ugh. I mean, oh my gosh. Yep. Mhm. So, um, but you called it maturity. You called it compromise. You called it being evolved. But bending without returning to center eventually create distortion. Yeah. And so distortion creates collapse. Part of what fell apart did so because you were holding it up through contortion. And you were absorbing pressure that wasn't yours to absorb and that wasn't yours to continue to absorb, right? You were stabilizing dynamics that required your self erasure. You were negotiating your own boundaries to keep something intact. Stop bending. Not aggressively, not theatrically, but consciously. Reclaim your spine. There's a difference between flexibility and self abandonment. Right now, spirit, no, no, no. I wish I had my sound effects and had like the like, "Wah," but you just get my 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 personal sound effects over here. Um, spirit, the gods are asking you to remember your core. Who are you when you are not adapting? Who are you when you are not cushioning someone else's discomfort? Who are you when you stand fully upright in your own authority? Oh my gosh, and so something also is popping into my head right now. Who are you when you are not mom or dad or or you know parent? I feel especially this happens to a lot of women, uh, like once you like either pop out a kid, squirt out a kid, or whatever, child like slice and dice from you, whatever it is, like when you become, especially specifically for women, when you become a parent, um, somehow that is now your identity and you are not seen as anything other than that, which I feel is extremely grotesque. Like that's just disturbing because no one ever looks at a father, a dad, and they think, oh wow, a dad, you know unless it's like sexualized, which is kind of gross. I mean, when you say it that way, like daddy, right, daddy. But like it's kind of bothersome when you think of it like that. Anyways, so it's like, look, I'm so rambling right now, but I hope that makes sense. Um, you are so much more than that. Just that one part of you, and I'm not saying that that part of you is not rewarding, and that part of you is not your choice. Or I'm not taking any of that beautiful parts of you away, but I'm saying that is extremely important for us to recognize that is only a part. You are so much more than just these facets of who you are. There's so much more that makes you you, and it is time to recognize that. It is time to recognize that you are so much more than being a parent. Not that there's anything wrong in being a parent, not that there's any sort of devaluation, of being a parent, but you need to see yourself as more, and you need to claim that as more, you know? Don't let people so what you're not seeing right now is that it has like, society, reality, people, places, everything has sort of put this persona on you and you've adapted to it. And now you're trying to find space in coming out of that and claiming your own autonomy, claiming your own agency and your own power, your own potency, right? Um And so just be that. Remind yourself of that and remind everyone of that. Remind your children of that. Put them little shit in chat. Little monsters. Shit. You know? You gotta do well, you don't do a little throat punch here and there because that's like that's abuse. Um, and like we're gonna traumatize people anyways and traumatize our children anyways, but like you can't do physical abuse. That's not looking good, you know? So um people are gonna take me so seriously. Ugh. But you get it. You get it. Stop bending. So what you're not seeing. Okay. And this is not about becoming harsher. It's about becoming structurally sound. Yes. And what's actually happening here? Open the door. Who should we name? I was gonna say Clarice, but that's kind of lucky. Like, ew, let's not do Clarice. Open the door, Clarice. So we can eat your face. Stop rapping at the threshold. Open the damn door and step through. You want mystery? Well, bitch, here it is. Here it is. So open the door. What's actually happening? This is the pivot. Because while you're grieving what collapsed, something else is quietly available. A door is open. An opportunity is here. A version of yourself, the complete Betty, the complete package, right? A version of yourself is present. A path that you sensed but didn't fully commit to. You asked for change. You asked for truth. You asked for something deeper, something more luxurious, something more rewarding, something more fulfilling. And guess what? You're going to have to face the fact that maybe, please let me know if this sounds some type of way because I don't mean it to. But for those of you who are parents, it is okay to admit that it is not as fulfilling as maybe you thought it or as people say it's going to be. It doesn't diminish that it is rewarding, right? Does that make sense? It doesn't diminish the fact that yes, it can be fulfilling, but like it's not it's people are gonna say, "You hate kids, bitch." Yes, I do. Hex them hoes, hex them babies. That's a joke, people. It's okay. We can laugh. It's funny if you pay attention. But like seriously, when people try to project onto others that, oh my god, it's the most rewarding thing in the world, I wouldn't change it, and it's so fulfilling, that can be true, but it may not be as fulfilling and as rewarding as other things as well. So understand that it is okay for you to not feel completely rewarded or fulfilled in that role. Because again, it goes back to the fact there's so many aspects, so many facets to who you are as a human being, as a witch, that it's okay to have space for other things that fulfill and reward you. But you have to make sure that your identity is not so rooted in just one aspect that is only partially fulfilling. Does that make sense? Um, and so yeah, there's that. But yeah, open the door. Y- It's here. It is here. It is present. And instead of stepping through, you're hesitating at the threshold. Oh my gosh, but what if? What if this? Or what if that? Or what if people judge me for not making my child my entire identity, or not making this my entire identity, right? You're analyzing, you're second guessing, you're scanning for guarantees. But transformation never comes with guarantees. It comes with thresholds. You don't rattle at the door. You're a witch, so witch up, open it, step through. You don't negotiate with the invitation, you accept it. What's actually happening is that your life is reorganizing, recalibrating itself around a more honest version of yourself. And that honesty requires participation. You cannot receive the new chapter while clinging to the old storyline. You cannot embody expansion while protecting the identity that was comfortable. This is very much initiation energy. Yes? And initiation does not ask politely twice. So what's up? What's up, my friends? Where are we going with this? Open the door. The door, like, you have a pathway in which you can become yourself in fullness. There is a door there, and it is scary because it is new, and you can't really discern, and you can't really know how it's going to unfold until you actually take the next step. But I will say, what happens if you don't listen? What happens if you don't listen? Bleed into LON says, wasn't planning on a therapy session. This is great. Oh, thank you. Sorry, not sorry about it. These are conversations. These are important things that we need to talk about. We are all going through something, and it's better that we communicate about it because if we shy away from these harsh or deeper or these conversations that we feel uncomfortable about or maybe shame is attached to it, if we don't talk about them and we don't put ourselves out there and have these conversations, then it turns into something or bad, like harmful things can happen, right? Like when we don't talk, it's kind of like I don't know why I'm stuck on um like the birthing process and what happens. Like it makes me think of postpartum. Like I've never experienced it. It feels very selfish of me to say that I've experienced it and from an outside perspective, like people I loved who've experienced it, like seeing what they've gone through. Like I have not experienced it myself, so I don't make it about me, but I have witnessed it in people I care about, people I love, and so I personally know from that perspective, not from the lived experience, right? And so it makes me think about that. Like people don't, if you don't have the resources, if you don't have people talking about it and making people feel comfortable in talking about it, really bad things, like really harmful things can happen. And to me, that's where we're at right now. It's like if we don't talk about these things and we don't have a healthy and safe space where we can communicate and make it safe for other people to communicate and find those resources, then more traumatic things can happen and they don't need to. Not in that way, right? Anyways, so what happens if you don't listen? Bleed into the ritual. And here's the consequence. If you refuse to consciously participate in this transformation in which you asked for, on some level, you called it, right? Called it into being. Um, sorry. If you refuse this, it will require more from you later. So bleed into the ritual. This doesn't mean harm, it means investment. Magic demands reciprocity. It does. If you keep avoiding the door, if you keep bending instead of standing, if you keep mourning instead of building, the cost increases. More time, more emotional exhaustion, more sudden endings, more forced confrontations. You can now either offer something willingly now, your comfort, your ego, your old identity, or have it stripped away later. Resistance multiplies intensity. Participation stabilizes it. Transformation always requires a sacrifice. What did in Once Upon a Time or Once Upon a Time? Once Upon a Time? Is that what it's called? That show? What did they magic always comes at a price theory? Um, and and it's true. Witchcraft always comes at a price. Oh, there's always a price tag associated with it. People don't like to admit that. People want to be like, "Oh no, there's nothing." No, there is. There's always consequence. And again, consequence doesn't always mean negative, but there's always a response to the energy that we put out there. We can't deny that. We shouldn't deny it. But Resistance multiplies intensity, participation stabilizes it. So transformation will always require a sacrifice. The only question is whether the sacrifice is chosen or extracted. And so, like, if we don't listen to, like, literally, we've been calling change. We want change. We need this. We want a new life. We need this new life. And if that door is there, if we don't step through, if we constantly hover, like, oh my God, I'm so scared. If we don't step through, if we don't take action, if we don't put into it, right? And we're asking for it, and yet, no, baby, no. We will be put in a position where we are forced through that door. And then what will happen here is it will take our blood in a sense. What I mean by that is it will be a sacrifice. Like, it will be something where, oh, the cost is greater. So it can have the potential to be traumatic because we asked for something and we were provided, but we didn't actually do the work to step through it, and we didn't take it. We didn't claim it. Yeah? And so that's what's going on here. So here is your directive. Yes, stand up. Stand up. Stop bending to preserve what already collapsed. Step through the door that is already open. Ruins are not proof that you failed. They are proof that you are evolving. So dance in those ruins. Sort through what remains. Salvage what is true and discard what is not. Build differently. Okay? Um, build differently. And remember, I am not here to do this for you. I am here as, I guess, an oracle to show you the crossroads. You always have your own agency. You always have your own, bodily autonomy. You, the witch, okay? You decide what you decide what you release. You decide whether you walk through the door or not. It's not on me. That is up to you to discern for yourself. So always feel empowered through these sessions. Like, again, the experiences that we're talking here with Vexxed, cards for the Coven, it's never to take away your power. It's always to build upon. It's always to honor. Yes, struggle. Yes, we're going through something. Yes, it can feel some type of way, and yes, there is a solution. Um, and if this reading felt uncomfortably precise, maybe it was for you. Maybe it was for you, and you already know what to do. Okay, um, you already know what to do. So, with that being said, uh, yeah, and I hope that you can take something from this. And if you have questions, always feel free to comment, always feel free to reach out. And if you wanna talk about this more, if you wanna talk about how this may feel or whatever, always feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help. You can join us on Discord. You can find me on Patreon, Threads, Blue Sky. I'm on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, join the Untamed Witch group. And yeah, I hope you can sit with this, meditate with this until next Wednesday. We'll talk about another situation that will pop up. For some of us, not everyone, this is not meant for every single person. It's meant for those of us who are going through certain situations. And if that was you, yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah, I wish you all well and enough. And I will put this up on YouTube when it's finished processing. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will talk to you all very soon. Take care.